very, very seldom that anybody has a heart attack with a cholesterol of 140. Now, the factors that influence your cholesterol are things that we should know about.
But is there an easy way to keep your cholesterol under 140?
The easiest way to get your cholesterol down is to watch what you eat.
Most of us aren't even aware of how easy it is to avoid heart attacks.
We have a lot of information in this country which is not being applied, which would greatly reduce the incidence we have of coronary disease.
Today, Dr. Ellsworth Wareham, a legendary 104-year-old cardiac surgeon, will reveal 5 hazardous research-based foods that raise your cholesterol and cause heart attacks. The last food being the most shocking of them all.
There's no chance of me having a heart attack.
So you're heart attack proof.
Let us say I'm dealing in an area which I understand.
Throughout his life, Dr. Wareham was a remarkable inspiration and loved by many. He tirelessly worked as a cardiac surgeon until the age of 95, performing an astonishing 12,000 open-heart surgeries throughout his life. The first food that Dr. Wareham wants you to cut out is something most of us consume every single day. According to a study published in PubMed Central, if your daily intake of this daily drink exceeds 200 grams, you may be at a higher risk of developing cardiovascular disease.
Even the casein of the milk will raise your cholesterol.
And that's not all. According to research published in the European Journal of Preventive Cardiology, high dairy and milk consumption can increase the risk of stroke and mortality. So if you want your LDL cholesterol levels down, dairy is not your friend here. Today we are fortunate to have several non-dairy options, which means that it is very possible to completely cut out this heart attack causing danger from our diet. But there is something else that may be raising your cholesterol.
And one of the factors is the amount of saturated fat. And most animal fat is saturated.
It might come as little surprise that high amounts of saturated fats in your diet can increase your risk of heart disease. This has been proven in a study by the Harvard School of Public Health.
If you can keep your cholesterol under 140, your chances of developing coronary disease are very small. Exercise is beneficial in reducing your cholesterol, but if you're taking in a considerable amount of saturated fat, you can't exercise enough to lower it as much as it should be lowered.
Foods like red meat, butter, cakes, chocolate, ice creams, and cheese are all high in saturated fats. If you want to avoid a heart attack, you need to cut out these foods from your diet. In fact, it has been recommended that you reduce your daily intake of saturated fats to less than 10% of total calories. The question is, what should you eat instead? Well, if you want to keep your heart healthy, you should switch to omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids, which can be found, for example, in avocado, walnuts, ground flaxseed, and extra virgin olive oil. Dr. Wareham then goes on to talk about a specific substance that may be raising your cholesterol. This man-made poison lacks nutrition and disrupts metabolic processes, containing sucrose and fructose that can lead to non-alcoholic fatty liver, a significant risk factor for heart attacks. It's also highly addictive.
High intake of sugar will affect your cholesterol.
While our bodies have mechanisms to signal when we're full, sugar bypasses those signals, leaving us craving more. The consequences of excessive consumption are alarming. Too many sugary drinks, snacks, and desserts contribute to obesity, insulin resistance, and metabolic syndrome. So always remember, sugar is the enemy. Cut down on it today and consider replacing it with a natural sweetener like stevia. Number 4. Salt. The fourth food you need to cut out is a common but dangerous ingredient which can elevate your cholesterol levels to dangerously unhealthy levels. If you regularly indulge in snacks like potato chips and processed meats, you will be unknowingly increasing your risk of heart attack. The consequences are serious, but it's crucial to pay attention.
There are a lot of people that take too much salt, and their food they think is flat unless they have a lot of salt in it.
The World Health Organization reports that reducing salt intake can significantly enhance your heart health. In fact, they recommend keeping your daily intake below 2 grams for a heart attack-free life. The good news? You can gradually decrease your intake of salt little by little each day, allowing your taste buds to adjust. You can cut down on it and still enjoy your meals.
An individual, let us say, who is old, even my age, can change their taste buds.
Dr. Wareham was featured on National Geographic and The Oprah Winfrey Show so that he could inspire others to make the lifestyle changes needed to unlock the secrets of longevity.
If an individual is willing to listen, I will try to explain to them on a scientific basis of how I think it's better for them.
Number 5. Oil. Finally, there is one last detrimental part of your diet that you need to avoid to increase your chances to live as long as Dr. Wareham.
I know you're a big fan of our mutual friend, Dr. Caldwell B. Esselstyn, and he recommends, especially for people with heart disease, not a drop of oil.
That's true.
Processed oils lead to oxidative stress in your body. This is because they are high in omega-6 and are oftentimes processed with a toxin called acetone. Especially oils such as soybean, corn, and canola oil contain high amounts of omega-6 fatty acids. They can have 20 times more omega-6 than omega-3. A drastic imbalance between these two fats promotes inflammation in the body. Seed and vegetable oils are used in processed foods and should be consumed in moderation. And don't be fooled by margarine that is labeled as trans fat free because it can still contain trans fats. There is one surprising specific fat you should avoid: butter. Yes, it is a saturated fat just like coconut oil, but according to studies, butter increases your LDL cholesterol much more than coconut oil. If you are overweight and have poor metabolic health, switch over to minimally processed oils like cold-pressed canola, virgin olive, coconut, and avocado oil. So now you know the 5 foods you must avoid at all costs if you wish to be free from a heart attack. And to reverse cancer with the correct diet, you definitely need to watch this video of 90-year-old Dr. Colin Campbell.